Hello, everybody. How's it going? It's been a little while, and we've all experienced this crazy moment on Monday for about 6 hours, which was madness, right? It's a great reminder that we basically need to make sure our eggs are not all in the same baskets when it comes to building our business and our presence with our audience, how to communicate with them, how to remain in touch with them. It was a really good reminder. I've been preaching that for quite some time now, quite a few years, because I've learned it myself. I was taught, once upon a time when I first started in business, that the way of building was to go and haunt my friends and families and go back to them until they said yes. Then social media came, like people were not believing that it would work. They would tell me it would be not sustainable. And to some extent, I think that social media, yes, is not necessarily reliable. As we've seen, it's not the only way. Let's put it this way. It's not the only way, and one should really be careful on what they do with their business strategy. Where do they put their focus? Where do they communicate with their audience? Where do they provide the value? If you only do it on social media, it's a little risky, right? But anyway, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Thierry from thierryalexander.com, as you can see here. And today I just wanted to, come on and talk about little topic, because I was running the other day. Well, this morning I ran, yesterday I ran, and yesterday when I was running, I just had that moment of, because I was in full speed, right? So bear with me here. I was in full speed while running yesterday in my almost daily morning running, and I just realized that running for exercising is pretty much the same as running my business, and vice versa. That the more into speed I am, the more I kind of aware of my surrounding I become, right? Because I've got to be acting and pivoting very quickly if something is happening. When I'm running in the morning, if there are a lot of people, if I'm running, on the sidewalk, then there are obviously other pedestrians that I've got to be careful of. And I've realized that I would really quickly pivot, right? If someone comes in the way, I would, like come like this, and I would see even things coming my way, so that I can tackle them even before I actually get to the target, kind of thing, right? Like, let's say I'm approaching uh, a pedestrian cross path where people are crossing, and it goes like everywhere, right? And so I'm able to shuffle here, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, and go on the side like this, much easier. Even sometimes people are not realizing while I'm running, they're on the phone like this, they don't see me coming, but I see them because I'm paying attention. I'm in speed. And all that to say that success loves speed the same way. So success loves speed the same way. And this is the reason we always say we've got to be, we've got to create the momentum in business, because momentum is equal speed, and speed equal success, right? So I cannot say enough that every single time that I've had more success, more positive results within my business, it's also because I've been in a momentum. I've been on a beast mode, as some people would call it, right? Like really head down and just looking at my path, being in my lane, and really paying attention to all that I am doing in order to create the outcome that I want. Just like when I'm running, I'm going for where I go. Okay. However, should something happen like Facebook shutting down, social media shutting down all of a sudden, that doesn't allow me to communicate with my people on social, what do I do in that moment? When in the speed, when having also system in place, just like, having uh, the right fitness level, the right trainers, the right outfit to face whatever weather condition and be able to run without hurting my feet. Then in business, I get the tools, the tools and the strategies that are helping me to pivot very quickly. Okay, so I know I'm kind of going back and forth here within running for workout and running in a business, but I just had those moments while I was running the other day, and I was like, "This is actually pretty cool, at least in my head." So let me know if you can relate to this, even if you don't run, even if you're not running, maybe you're doing another sport, perhaps you drive. When you're driving, you've got to also pay attention, and when you're driving full speed on the highway, you've got to be really in the lane and making sure that you're paying attention to your left, your right, your rear, your at the front of you, what's going on. And we tend to, even when we're driving, looking way up front, right? We're not just looking at the front of the car, we're looking much further than that, so we can be ahead of the game of where we're getting to. Same applies when I run, and same applies when I'm in business. I've got to be keeping my head in action. I've got to be making sure that I'm ahead of the game. I'm ahead of the game with my clients. I am one wagon or few carriages before them in the train, or maybe even a train before, so that I can lead them to success. Yeah, does that make sense? Like, drop me an X in the chat if that makes sense to you. And so this is why on Monday, when that happened, to be honest, where was I when this shutdown happened, this outage, is that how we pronounce it? I know how to spell it, yet the pronunciation I'm not really sure. Is it outage? How do you pronounce it? So when that happened, I was literally listening to the Wake Up Call podcast that I tune into each and every single day from Monday through Friday. And on the weekend, I just listen to a replay because I've got access to that. It's completely free, by the way. If you want this, let me know. I can always send that to you. It's every single day I get to basically listen to very successful people that are breathing motivation and also giving marketing tips and techniques so that we can rock the week, the days, and the month, etc., and all that for free. So let me know if you want that. It's a brilliant podcast anyway. And so when they do this podcast from Monday to Friday, I tend to go and listen to it live, and on the weekend I just get a replay because they don't do it live on the weekend. And the first part is directly on the platform, the podcast platform. So I'm on live there, and I actually stay home because I've realized that it somehow only works on the Wi-Fi, so I cannot do it while I'm running. But the second part is on the Facebook page of that podcast platform, meaning that I can go for a run. I just put it, you've seen probably even this morning in my story, I've got this harness kind of thing, this vest, where I put my phone right here so it doesn't bounce all over. I don't like on the side somehow, and then I don't want to hold it. I don't want it in my pocket. So here is the right place because it just stays. It actually also maintains my position and all that. Anyway, so put it there, ready to go, and I see somehow why is the live not coming up? What's going on? Okay, I'm trying to refresh and refresh and refresh. It's not coming up. So I thought perhaps it is my phone, perhaps it is my connection, because I've seen a few times where I tried to catch a certain Facebook Live, actually for this podcast and also for other things, and it just happened that I didn't manage to get it live. I've got to get it on a replay, whatever. Social media, technology, we've got no control over. Bottom line. And I realized, I was like, okay, let me see. How did I do it? I think I just went on other things. I went on Messenger and I saw messages were not sending. I went on Instagram and then I saw WhatsApp, and I was like, oh my God, WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, all connected, obviously the same company. If you didn't know, now you do. Hence, they were all down together at the same time. And I was like, this is a brilliant opportunity. How to pivot, right? Not that I needed to pivot because I do this anyway, but how can you actually make sure that you're not losing your mind when one of your tools is not working? Okay, for example, social media that you've got no control over, that we all experienced together for 6 hours, most of us, except if you were sleeping or whatever. Yet if it shuts down, like we've experienced, if your account alone is shut down, if the censorship is high, now with the whistleblower, we're not going to get into that, then regulations may get a little stricter than they already are, okay, in terms of what we can post, how often, to whom, etc. So what can you do instead to make sure that you've got full control over your business and your communication with your audience, so that you can provide them the value you want, as well as sell your product, services, and offer your opportunity in the whatever manner you choose? And that is why from my run, I was literally getting out of the house. And when I realized everything was down, for me, it was actually a fun time and quite enjoyable. It kind of felt a little bit like, excuse me, like Christmas Day in the UK. Oh, well, thank you. I'm also checking that it's actually working at the same time. Brilliant. It kind of felt also like Christmas Day, because in the UK, I don't know where you are, if it's the same in the UK. However, on Christmas Day, everything is shut down. Nothing is open, no public transports, nothing at all. So that is the one day of the year where I always feel like I've got no reason to stress over if something is not done, if I haven't contacted somebody or some so and so or whatever, because everything is shut down and we are just meant to relax and not do anything, with no guilt feeling at all. And that's kind of what it felt to me on Monday when that stuff happened to us all. So what I did, however, is go back indoor in my home office immediately to send an email, because this is where I actually make sure that I can communicate with my people in whatever way I want without restrictions at all. Okay, that's the reason I do talk about that system, email marketing, that strategy, that really is a must. Now, yes, I've also went on to the thought of, it was a really good time for me to think of many things. And I thought, what if internet as a whole does not work at all anymore? What do we do in that case? So that is not only social media, but internet as a whole. So meaning even your email, if you're doing email marketing, great, good for you, keep doing it. Everything is shut. Okay, how do we do? What do we do? Well, if you are doing marketing, if you're a network marketer, if you're an affiliate marketer, this is why you've got to learn and know how to truly market yourself, to know real evergreen marketing strategies that are offline, online, effective, and making people ask you for what you've got going on and want to offer them and offer the marketplace. This is the reason why it's so important. And I was like, do you know what? Actually, I'm fine. I've learned so much. And I've got all my notes, I've got my stuff, I've got my knowledge, my skills that I've acquired as a marketer. I know how to market myself. I know that I can use that. Marketing is not a new age thing. It's more like a vintage thing, right? Even in the 1800s, they used marketing, they just didn't have the same name. Marketing and copywriting and all those kind of things that we are big on right now are things that existed for centuries, literally, was just in a different package. So if you really know how to market yourself, how to position yourself in the marketplace, how to communicate, how to think as an entrepreneur, how to think as a 6, 7, 8 figure earner, then now the world is your oyster. Okay? Because let me tell you, I'm in a boot camp right now, in an 8-week boot camp that is basically each and every single week a speaker comes on. And yesterday we had an 8-figure earner, a multiple 8-figure earner that was the first kickoff starter speaker. And let me tell you, she dropped some bombs on us, like so much. Like, she's all about mindset and really diving into the nitty-gritty on how you've got to think, which is really important. How much of value would that be to you to be able to dive into the mind of a 6, 7, or 8-figure earner and knowing how to think, how they are actually thinking to act accordingly so that they can create the results that they want. It's not about what people do, it's about what they think. How do they think? Where are they at on their thinking journey? Because this is how I pick my people now. What do people talk about? Do they gossip? Do they talk about ideas? What is the main kind of conversation that they talk about? Right? Because gossiping all the time, it's not really productive. Talking ideas is a little bit more exciting. So one of the things that the speaker yesterday on the bootcamp talked about was, give people what they want and, educate them basically. And next you are giving them and selling them on what they need. Okay, so you give them what they want and you educate them on what they need next. That is all about exposing, evolving, and upgrading. That's how it was phrased yesterday by the speaker. So you expose people to what they want, you evolve them, you make them evolve with the education you share with them in terms of what they truly need, and then you upgrade them. You evolve them through education, and then you upgrade them by selling what they need, they truly need, after educating them. Does that make sense? I thought that was like, wow, yeah, this is really good. I've heard that before, the give to people what they want and then sell them what they need. But when you really go into the nitty-gritty of how that works, how to think about it and approach it, then that becomes really exciting. So anyway, like, there were so many other nuggets, know how to share without sharing, whether it's on social media or in live. That basically is like a kind of like, she says, like, mumble around, like talk about things and put things, slip things around. So very cool first amazing session yesterday on the bootcamp. If you want the details of that bootcamp that I am part of myself, it's an 8-week. They are giving us also live access to all the recordings. Then let me know. I'm happy to hook you up to give you the details. But that one session yesterday was fire. Like, going into the mind of an 8-figure earner is priceless. And we spent 2 hours with that leader. It was just like we could have more and more and more. I mean, listen, those sessions are starting. Hey, Tony, nice to see you. It starts, it's every Tuesday, right? At 8 p.m. Eastern, which means that it's 1 p.m. 1 a.m. sorry, UK time. Am I there live? You bet that I am. I rarely miss actually any of the lives from this community because I know how much it is so good. So good. And I'm always getting, and that's this thing of like, connecting with a live rather than the replay. The replays are great. It's amazing, really, if you have, inconvenience or if you can really not make it. Yet the live is always so much more powerful because you're connecting live. Then you can revisit the replay. That's what I do. I always revisit replays. I'm a replayer, definitely. It sinks in even more, and I'm like a firework in my head. But yeah, like it was amazing. So, and yeah, right, Tony, it was so good, so good, just mind blowing. So anyway, so that's what I wanted to share with you guys, like, the fact that success loves speed. And I just had that moment when I ran yesterday, or the day before, no, yesterday, when I was in my run, and I was just in that momentum of my run, as I get every single day or most days. And I was like, avoiding people and be able to, like, whatever comes last minute on my way, I could pivot very easily, even without people realizing, because they're so slow and they're like, oh, and it's actually when you are in speed, in momentum, as we call it also in business, you are capable to awake people better with your energy, right? Just like when you're running in next to someone, they're so like this, and you run next to, and they're like, whoa, what's going on there? Same principle. This is why hanging out with runners like 6, 7, 8-figure earners is always amazing, because they're running faster than we do, and they know so much more about the roads because they went through that road, that run, so many times over. I mean, let me tell you, I could preach the choir for ages, but I hope you get the gist here, right? That rubbing yourself against with people that are up there already and that have done what you're wanting to do before you is crucial. Like, we're all in between, right? Well, I believe that we are all followers as well as leaders. We all have a follower and a leader within ourselves. The reason being is because we all follow someone who did whatever it is that we want to do before us. And then we've got the people that are behind us and they want to do or be where we're at, and they're still not there, but we can help them. We all have a follower and a leader within ourselves. Even those leaders that are 8-figure earners, I'll take the extreme, they still have some leaders that they follow. Do you get me? So how much value would that be to you if you could hang out each and every single week for the next 8 weeks? Well, the first one just passed, but you've got the replay, lifetime access, with 6, 7, 6, multiple 6, 7, and 8-figure earners that are dropping just their way of thinking, so that you can implement the same way of thinking. Ooh. Oh. I think that when we're thinking differently, we can have a different lifestyle. Change your way of thinking, you change your actions. And when you change your actions, well, actually before actions, it's your feelings and then your actions, then you create different results. Ooh. But that only applies if you learn from those that came before you. Clues. Success leaves clues, they say. Okay, I get that. I'll take that. Anyway, I'm rambling here, right? So just wanted to come up with this analogy that came during my run yesterday, and I just took note. I was like, yeah, let me put that note. And I've got so much other things. Like I've learned from another, and that's really me mumbling now, but I've learned from another leader about reels, right? Like Instagram. I've been dabbling in it with TikTok and stuff. Oh my God, I'm ready for Instagram and how to program my stuff. And anyway, if you want information on Reels or the bootcamp or the podcast that I'm listening while I'm running, whatever I've talked today, right, then let me know, because whatever it is that you're choosing, maybe you choose it all, just like me. I love having it all. But whatever you choose, make sure you hang out with the people. And don't be scared or afraid to explore other approaches. If the approach that you're doing for years is giving you the same results that you don't want, that you're not promoting within your compensation plan, that you're stuck at the same level for years, decades maybe, right? I mean, at some point we need to stop the madness, right? Lives are always better, Tony. Yeah, I'm a replayer. I love the lives. I get a lot from the lives. But the replayers, I just feel like it's the way of sinking in more. But yeah, definitely the lives. I mean, there's nothing better than lives. So, but yeah, like, we all heard the cliche, but which is true, that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different results. So when are you going to stop the insanity if you're not happy with the results that you get? And you're just complacent and saying where you're at to please other people's ego and not wanting to hurt their ego, or because you've built that bond and friendship. I know how it can be, and I might speak to a lot of you, maybe just a few of you, replayers, non-replayers, whatever. But do not stay where you're at just to please others. Please yourself, because when you please yourself and you help yourself and you love yourself first, you'll be able to actually impact even more people positively, because you'll be happy within and you are creating a ripple effect of what is going on within yourself. So if you don't attract the results that you want, probably just look at what's going on inside. Anyway, I've got so much stuff. I know I've been rumbling, going left, right, center with plenty of things here. But again, if you want to hang out with some of those great leaders for 8 weeks, just like I am, just like Tony is as well, then let me know. I'm happy to share the details of this 8-week bootcamp. The replay of the first one yesterday is in the back office that we get access to, and that's lifetime access. But yeah, it's just madness there. So on that note, I hope you're well. I hope you got value. Let me know what was your biggest takeaway here, if you got anything. And I shall see you around, either in the bootcamp, in the next Facebook Live, in the podcast, in my private Facebook group, wherever it is. All right. Lots of love. This is a wrap. Bye.